Hi, my name is Raj,
And my name is Dineep.
and today we'll be talking about sending satellites into space for global warming.
To truly learn about global warming, we should go to its history.
Global warming is a universal problem. That means it's for all of us. It has decades of long, boring history. Let's get started. From the 1800s to the 1870s, global warming was at a minimum. The mean global temperature was 13.7 degrees, and the carbon dioxide levels were 270 to 290 parts per million, or ppm. In 1896, a man named Arrhenius made the first prediction of global warming. He said that by burning fossil fuels, we would increase the carbon dioxide levels in the air. From 1870 to 1910, the famous Industrial Revolution occurred, not only increasing the efficiency of technology, but also increasing how much pollution they gave off. Prior to 1938, global warming was simply a concept. But then a man named Guy Stewart Callendar came along and collected evidence proving that our carbon dioxide emissions were directly linked to global warming. With this new breakthrough, interest in global warming was revived once again. By 1945, the government had started funding global warming research labs in hopes to learn more about it. In 1960, the mean temperature had risen once again by 0.2 degrees to 13.9 degrees, and the carbon dioxide levels had increased to 315 ppm. In 1966 and 1967, all those research labs finally paid off. We learned that the climate is very sensitive to small changes, and that doubling the carbon dioxide levels would definitely increase the mean temperature. In 1970, the world began to get concerned, and we started Earth Day. In 1969, the Nimbus 3 satellite went up into space and provided us atmospheric measurements among the other data. In 1971, some of the world's leading scientists talked about the danger to the climate. And in 1976, we learned about the dangerous gases polluting our atmosphere. From 1983 to 1988, global warming became a very popular topic among not only the government and media, but also the citizens. In 2007, our attention was brought to the rapidly shrinking ice sheets at the very north and south poles. How about the present day? Well, the global temperature is the highest it's been in thousands of years, with a record-breaking 14.7 degrees Celsius. And the carbon dioxide emissions are the highest they've been in millions of years, with a record-breaking 400 ppm.
That was a lot of words in such a long and gloomy history as well. As we as humans progress, we regress the quality of the earth. Let's talk a little bit about how and why global warming is occurring. As many of you know, global warming is caused by CO2 emissions, but how exactly does it work? Well, after the greenhouse gases enter the atmosphere, the thickened layer called the ozone layer, when the ozone layer gets thicker, the harder it becomes for the UV radiation to be reflected, so it makes it easier for it to be absorbed in the earth, making the planet warmer, and that's how global warming works.
But do we even care about global warming? I mean, the worst it really does is make it a little bit hotter outside, doesn't it?
Actually, we identified three major problems caused by global warming. First of all, damage to the global ecosystem and the wildlife living in it. With global warming in play, the ecosystems change rapidly. Some plants and animals can't survive the extent of heat, and even the wildlife in cooler climates will feel the effects eventually. Remember, just because we can turn on the AC after we get home, it doesn't mean animals can too. Next, global warming causes intense weather and storms. With the surplus of heat, the Earth's natural cycles are interfered with, and example being the water cycle. With global warming, more water evaporates faster, causing more rainfall. At first, this seemed beneficial as crops as well as people are getting water. However, eventually even the plants will be waterlogged, and all the water is coming down in storms anyways, and this is only one of the cycles. Finally, we have already mentioned the melting ice sheets, but due to its importance, it should be restated. With the ice sheets melting, many problems will occur. The water level around the world will rise, flooding many countries over. Related to the last topic now, there will only be more water to supply the storms.
The solution we're proposing is very simple. We're going to build a satellite, also known as the sunshade, and it's going to go up into space, position itself, and deflect the sun's rays.
Yes, it will definitely be expensive, but we decided to compare it to other prices. Just to give you an idea of the cost, it will cost up to $150 million. Compared to this, Bill Gates' net worth is about $79.2 billion, and the U.S. F-1 jet program costs about $1.3 billion annually.
Now let's talk about how we're going to make it. It's going to be parasol or umbrella shaped, and basically we're going to make multiple flyers. They're all going to go up into space and work together to achieve their common goal, or deflect the sun's rays. Now, this is where all the big numbers come in. Each flower will be made up of 16 trillion small discs. Each disc will weigh up to 1 gram, will have a height of up to 5 micrometers, and the diameter will be up to 0.6 meters. Together, it adds up to around 20 million tons, and it'll position itself 1.5 kilometers above Earth.
In conclusion, to stop the worldwide threat that is global warming, we must build a space sunshade.
To prevent such a tragedy from occurring, where the effects of global warming are irreversible, most of the developed nations would have to partner together to achieve this special marvel of engineering. Also, there's one thing me and Raj left out, and it is that blocking 1 to 2% of the sunlight can reverse the effects of global warming up to now, which means that if we develop the technology, we can basically fix global warming.